Alright guys, so as you can see, we got the intercooler all mounted up to the car. Just made these two little tabs, one right here and one on the other side. And I put a nutsert in the body itself. Let's probably see it better on this side. That way it would hold on right there. And I got the cold side boost pipe done. Basically it consists of 245 degree 3-inch pipes that I cut to fit basically a 45 degree coupler up there and a straight hump coupler down here. On this side I'm probably going to have to either get a long radius 90, and I could probably get it to work with just the coupler, or weld something to the end of the housing, or weld something onto the end of the intercooler to make that end up working out like right there. Got the turbo mounted to the manifold with the Speed Factory studs. Everything's just mocked up right now, just for boost pipe building purposes and stuff like that. Waiting on a clamp to come in for the turbo so we could do the downpipe. We don't really know if we're going to go up or down with it just yet. Also waiting on the wastegate to show up. When we get both of those, then we can make a dump tube as well. But as far as the cold side boost pipe, that's pretty much what it's going to look like right there. Also waiting on the blow off valve to show up. I think we're probably going to put it in this location right here, just so it's still going to be there, but it's going to be kind of hidden. So if you kind of stand back, like this, you probably won't be able to see it. But we're trying to just keep the clean look in the engine bay. This is basically most of the stuff that's going to be in the bay. The car doesn't have a harness right now, but it's going to be a tucked harness, so it'll be pretty difficult to see it. As far as the spark plug wiring and all that goes, this is pretty much it. The coils and everything are in it, so that's pretty much what you're going to see. We'll probably put a coil cover on here just so it looks a little cleaner. But other than that, all the headlight wiring and everything is going to go on either side of the in here where the fender goes, so you won't be seeing that. And the catch can and all that stuff's already done up. The only thing that's really missing from here is the radiator itself, the hoses, and the harness, and that's pretty much it. So the fuel lines are also missing. We're gonna change the fuel rail like I was saying earlier, so I'm just waiting on that to show up as well. But yeah, it's looking pretty complete. Pretty happy with how it's turning out. This intercooler will fit behind the factory bumper. It's going to go down a little bit farther than the factory bumper, but we do have an OEM SI lit for it that we're going to be putting on there, so hopefully it covers the intercooler all the way to the bottom. But we'll probably end up making some sort of traction bar just to mount the radiator. Probably do another mount on the bottom of the intercooler so it's a little bit more stable. But yeah, that's pretty much all the things that we're going to be adding to it. Today I'm probably going to be doing a little bit of the fuel system stuff underneath the car, adding the fittings to the filters and the fuel pump itself and the tank itself, and probably get a couple of lines made and get them up here. So yeah, we're going to get to doing that. And then when the other fuel rail shows up, I might be able to use my fuel rail as mock-up to make some of the lines, but and then when the other fuel rail gets here, we can install it completely. So yeah, this is what it's looking like right now, guys. It's really excited about getting this car finished up. It's gonna be a street monster once it's all done. Probably take it to the track a couple times, maybe get some slicks or something for it, but it's looking really, really good right now. Alright guys, so I'm going to be showing you how we assemble these AN hoses and fittings. So these are made by Red Horse Performance. We get these locally here through our local machine shop. On the first one we're going to be using a 90-degree-10. So basically you pull this cap off right here, unscrew it, and grab the hose real quick. This is the hose we're going to be using. This is all E85, produced with E85 fuel. So they do have different types of hose that you can use. We we are going to be running 85, so we're going to be using this hose. So basically you want it clean cut here at the end. This one has a little bit of burrs, but it'll probably work. So what I do is I go ahead and get it in here as good as I can, and you can pretty much push this fitting on by hand until the hose hits the bottom of the threads right here. That's about as far as you need to go. So you go ahead and push it on there that far. So pour a little bit of that out. Put some oil. Go ahead, put some oil on the fitting and on the threads, just like that. Then you can. This is tapered right here, right at the bottom, so it makes it easy to get it in the hose. So you get it in the hose, push it in there, and start threading it on. This hose is actually pretty easy to assemble. It's pretty easy to assemble, so it's a lot more forgiving than the other hose. So it is stainless steel braided on the inside. It's just nylon coated, so it looks nice. So I'll get it on there. I'll get it on there as far as I can by hand. This is about right there. And I don't have soft jaws right now for my vise. You can buy jaws that go in here that are for building AN fittings, and they won't scratch them up. You can use pieces of aluminum stock, kind of like this. You cut it up, put it on both sides, and you can hold it like that. I just use a rag. It seems to work pretty well, so get it in there. Set this in there like that. Go ahead and clamp it down. Something like that. And usually you can use the aluminum wrenches to do these, the AN wrenches, but these are really strange size, so they don't really line up. So I just use a big crescent wrench to get them on there. So just get it on there and turn it. Like that. Just try to keep the wrench parallel because it's pretty easy to scratch the bottom fitting when you're turning it. So once it gets to the point where it's about to get super tight or touch, I kind of just go and I line up the fitting with the bottom one. Just like that. Kind of just line it up here and here. So that's basically how you assemble those. If you want, a lot of people put tape right to the edge right here on the line whenever they push it in. So when you put this on, it'll tell you if it pushed it out a bunch or not. You don't want it to be, pushed down a half an inch or so. So yeah, that's basically how you assemble these. I'm gonna do this first line just to show you guys how I assemble it and I cut it and everything, and then I'll just go ahead and do the rest. I am missing out a couple fittings for the next filter, so I won't be able to go all the way to the front today, but I'll do everything that I can with the stuff that I have. And yeah, so I'll show you how to cut the line next. I'm gonna go down underneath the car, kind of get a rough measurement of length, and then get it marked to get it cut. We got it screwed onto the bottom of the tank, and it's gonna kind of tuck up into the car right here. Try to get it away from the axle, and probably gonna end up putting a straight fitting right here. So I'll get a straight fitting in the filter there. Honestly, a 45 would probably work a little bit better. And let's put a 45 on there. Grab a 45 real quick. Get a rough measurement of the hose. So we usually got to go about 2/8 of an inch of the end of the fitting there. So something like that. There we go. So go about here. And this is this part where we want to cut it. So what I do is I put some tape on it. And get it kind of tight. A couple passes like that. And then take it over here to chop saw. Set it in there and then cut right in the center of the tape. Cut it just like that. I like the chop saw. It cuts pretty clean for, you know, for being the chop saw, and it cuts through the metal really nice too. So there's that piece right there. Pull the tape off real quick. Wherever the end is. Cool. Looks like that. We'll grab it. There's our first completed fuel line. Basically just rinse and repeat and do the rest, and come out fuel system. So yeah, let's get that done. So we got the line from the tank back to the filter, and then in 180s right here, and goes to the fuel pump itself. So we got those two lines done, and now we got to go from the pump itself to the next filter over there, and then from the filter up to the fuel rail. So let's get that done. Alright guys, so to fasten the fuel lines on the car, I'm going to be using these aluminum line clamps. They are 7/8, come in a 10 pack. They're metal, and then they have a rubber surround, I guess you could say, on them to keep the line protected. These work really good to mount those. And to hook those to the car, I'm going to be using 3/16 black rivets with a pneumatic rivet gun, and then they also sell these double-ended 3/16 bits that you can use to drill the holes in the car. This makes it really nice, just in case one side breaks, you can flip it and use the other side. These come in a 6-pack for $7, so it's not bad at all. So you can use those. The rivet gun I'm going to be using is this right here. It is from Harbor Freight. It works really well for me. Just keep it well oiled, and it works great. Alright guys, so we got the fuel system pretty wrapped up. We got the feed line going in the rail here. Goes through. Goes there to the back, and then we also got the